The 7th and 8th day of Leaks 4 teasers are out, and we have a lot to discuss. One teaser that was revealed is going to be all the Tier 1 relics you will pick at the very beginning of Leaks, but also a look into the insane tiers we will get in the future, and how you can create synergy with them, making you the most powerful Leaks player in existence. First, we start off with the 7th day reveals, all of the Tier 1 relics and what they do. We have Endless Harvest. Resources gathered from fishing, woodcutting, and mining are multiplied by 2. All resources gathered by the relic are sent directly to your bank if you have space, otherwise they are placed in your inventory. Items which normally cannot be banked will be placed in your inventory instead, even if you have bank space. Switching over, I'm going to talk about Banker's Note, which is the brand new relic, and I want to talk about this because I'm going to be talking about it with the 3 relics that have come out. This relic is pretty simple but extremely powerful. You will get a little banker's note that you can carry around in your inventory, and it will let you note and unnote anything you have. This means unlimited time bossing, skilling, and no downtime. If you want to train fletching, just bring a knife and a noted stack of logs, and anytime you have downtime, you can just note the logs and fletch, then note the bows. And this works with all other skills as well. And that's where we stop and say, okay, well, if I pick Banker's Note, this won't be very powerful. Talking about Endless Harvest, I can just note everything and there's no need to bank anyway with Banker's Note. And then you have some of the old school RuneScape devs also saying in the comments that they are not sure if they will pick this relic, considering the insane choices that it will be up against. Now, we don't know what kind of relics they are talking about because we don't work there, but from them saying that, I would imagine that they are going to be pretty insanely crazy. Like something we've never seen before in Leaks. They are certainly doing a good job at making this Leaks a very fun and enjoyable experience with all the new relics, and they seem to be focused on people having a good time rather than making it difficult. It's kind of like chess. You're going to have to think about everything you do, from the regions you unlock to the crazy relics you pick, and once you make that decision, you can't take it back. So think a little bit about it and what content you want to do before you choose. Moving on to the next relic, in the first tier, we have the Production Prodigy, which has been winning the poll they have made yesterday on the X or Twitter page. This is a lot more extensive in what you can do than the Endless Harvest. They are definitely trying to push other skills and relics this Leaks rather than everyone just picking the same one. The Production Prodigy relic, when doing the following activities, all items are going to be processed at once in this list. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the list right now. It's pretty much everything, I would say. And then besides this full list, we have full XP is given for items processed using this relic. There is a 25% chance that you will make an extra product, which will be sent to your bank if you have space. The additional product will also grant XP. Additionally, crafting, smithing, herblore, fletching, and cooking are boosted by plus 12. That's going to be really good. So I would suspect that people are going to be thinking about pairing this with the Banker's Note relic, and that can be a good plan for now. But once we start seeing all the more powerful relics, we also have to consider that the other 2 that they aren't showing are going to be just as powerful. Moving on to the third relic, in the first tier, we have Trickster. Now, we already know about Trickster from the second day, but I'm going to go ahead and go over it. Loot from pickpocketing is doubled and noted. Coin pouch limit is multiplied by 3. You will be given the Sage's Graves that will give agility XP that scales with your agility level while running. So you're going to get some boots, you put them on, and every 2 tiles that you run, you're going to get an XP drop. Box traps lure creatures faster. Loot from box traps is doubled. Impling jars cannot break. You can burn up to 9 logs simultaneously. And you cannot fail actions that have to do with thieving, agility, hunter, and firemaking. As of now, knowing what we know, I would have to say that for my skilling relic, I would be going after Trickster or Production Prodigy. It really depends on what the other 2 relics are that are in the same tier as Banker's Note, because with Banker's Note and Production Prodigy, you're going to be able to unnote all your ingredients, process them all into products, and then note them all while just standing in the same spot. So for example, if you've been mining ore, you can note that ore till you have enough, run to the furnace, smelt all the ore, and then craft it into something at the anvil. And you won't have to leave, you won't ever have to go to your bank. It's just going to be one click in inventory, super fast and tons of XP, but also if you pick Banker's Note, you will be able to note everything that you get from hunting, and it could also help with fire making, but thieving and agility, I wouldn't think it's going to help that much because it's already, with thieving, you already get your stuff noted, and agility, you don't really get anything. For combat tier relics, as of now, I will be going magic. I really like the idea of saving 90% of my rooms and splashing with regular magic spells, like having in multi-combat areas, the damage will splash to up to 5 other targets, even with regular spells. I really just want to skill and raid because I want to learn the raids, and skilling is always fun. And to do this, I think I'm going to need armor and weapons with all 3 attack styles. And to do this, I think as of now, I would be picking Kandarin, Desert, and Asgarnia. And I'm throwing in Karind because I could possibly, I don't know, Karin's kind of there. All right, so we have Kandarin because that's going to give you the Occult Necklace, the Torment Bracelet, and the Trident. We have Desert because of TOA, and that's going to give you all kinds of armor and stuff too. Asgarnia because that's going to give you God Wars Dungeon and full sets of armor, and Karind with Chambers of Zarek because that gives you Ancestral, Rigor, Augury, and I really need to figure out if I'm going to do Chambers or not and learn that since I have a chance in leagues, or go the safe route and do God Wars Dungeon. We also have a new relic called Guardian. This relic is absolutely crazy, and if the other 2 relics can live up to this one, which I think they will, this is going to be a really tough decision for most people. See, the Guardian relic is going to let you summon a buddy, a Guardian. Basically, it's going to be like a really interactive, high-tech thrall. So let's say you're doing TOA and you really want the Tumican Shadow because you picked the mage build, but you don't have a good melee setup. So with this relic, the Guardian is going to follow you around the whole raid doing damage, switching combat styles and prayers. So if on the parts where you have to use melee, you decide you just want to let the Guardian take care of it, it will. It's going to switch to melee and finish off what you don't want to do. Now, I would say that this is a learning tool to understand how the raids and bosses work so that you can take the knowledge into the main game. So if you struggle on picking your region because you don't know if you're going to be able to get the raid boss or whatever down, you can pick Guardian and just be that much more confident in the challenge you face. This is also going to be a hard decision because I can't imagine what the other relics are in this tier, because if they have something that gives you just like a base damage increase that's higher than the Guardian and you're already fluent in bossing and raids, then you'll want to pick that, unless you just want to AFK some bosses or something. Again, I wouldn't set your plan in stone yet because you know that they're going to be giving us more crazy teasers as it gets closer to the launch of leagues, but as of now, just knowing what we know, what is your plan? What scaling relics will you choose, just knowing the info we know now? And if you know nothing about leagues and want to learn the rules and such, click on this video right here.